Disney Moon Day 4, Brian, was spent at the Epcot theme park. Now, we actually did this over the course of 2 days, partially because we felt like there was the most that we wanted to do in this park. And we had 5 days there, so we split this one up. The first day we spent most of the day there, and then we went again on the last day we were in Florida. Epcot is sort of an interesting park. It can almost be described as two completely different parks in one place. The first part is called Future World, I believe, and it is sort of designed around forward-facing technologies and the future, and is kind of a nerdy area and was perfect for me. They have this one ride called Test Track, which simulates what a testing grounds are for new concept vehicles, and you can actually design your own vehicle and compete it against other cars, but you ride on the course and you go through like speed tests and handling tests and all that, and it's really fun. They also have another area that sort of focuses on technology. There's one ride sort of that takes you through ideas about experimental agriculture things, where it talks about hydroponics and interest in growing things and how we might grow crops in space or in other areas as well. And so Future World is just definitely very technology focused and very like, ooh, I wonder what the future will be like. What are some ways we could do that in the future? What are different things that could possibly be developed in the future? And the other area is the World Showcase, and this is themed around being international. There's a giant lake or lagoon in the middle of this part of the park, and around it is a ring you walk around, and along the ring you go through different zones that are themed after different countries. They probably have about 10 or so different countries. There's Norway, Mexico, America, the UK, France, etc. There's a lot. Morocco, Italy, and each area, all of the architecture is designed after traditional architecture in that area. All of the shops and things are themed after it. That whatever language is spoken in that country is the language used on the signs. I mean, they also have English translations as well, but in the Norway exhibit, the signs are in Norse, Norwegian, Norse, whatever, and then there's also English. But it's really neat. And not having been to these countries, Brian, take this with a grain of salt, but it really felt like you were there. Between all of the architecture being different and all of the sights and sounds being different, they play music native to that area as well. It was really, really neat. And in fact, it's usually staffed by people from that country. So for example, in the Norwegian area, a lot of the staff members we saw are from Norway and speak Norwegian. And they the costumes they wear are based off of traditional clothes from that area as well. So it was just really, really neat to walk around. Some areas had more than others. Some areas had rides, such as Norway having a lot of Frozen themed things, because that is a very big Disney movie right now. Other areas like China would have not rides, but they had a video that is actually really, really cool. It was a 360 video where you walk into this giant circular room and every wall is a screen, and you watch this video that is basically a montage of different areas in China and different things that happen in China, different cities and different geographies and things like that. And they also usually have food themed after each area as well in those areas. So they have some, little food stalls as well as restaurants that serve food from that area, and then also usually have gift shops with things from that country. For example, in the Morocco area, there were a lot of Moroccan things, Moroccan clothing and incense and, crafts and trinkets designed after traditional Moroccan folk art and stuff. So it was just really, really neat to walk around and get a taste for all of these different areas and cultures and feels. Again, you're all in Florida and you have the blue skies and the Florida heat, but you do feel, at least for a little bit, like you're there. And that's accomplished by all of the different environmental and aesthetic things coming together. And it was really, really cool. And it really made me want to travel and see all of these places for real. In addition to the standard World Showcase, which they have all of the time, they also, around this time of year, have the International Food and Wine Festival there, which adds around this giant circular path throughout the world additional pop-up food shops from other countries as well. So there's the normal 10 or so countries that are part of the World Showcase. But then for the International Food and Wine Festival, there's probably another 10 other countries where they don't have a full area, but they'll have one or two little pop-up shops with food and drinks from that country. So in addition to the ones they had normally, they had things, pop-up shops from Greece and from Hawaii and from the Caribbean and Belgium and Scotland and things like that. And so it was just a really cool thing. We actually went around the circle probably 4 times in the 2 days that we were there, making sure that we could experiencing everything. One day focusing more on the food and getting all the food at the various places we stopped. Another day focusing more on the experiences, watching the videos, touring the exhibits. Some of the countries had exhibits with art and traditional clothing and things like that from those areas. So it was just fascinating and really, really, really cool. And this is probably one of the most vegan friendly parks out of all of the Disney parks, especially with the International Food and Wine Festival. We had Greek nachos from the Greek booth that on the menu already come with vegan sausage and vegan tzatziki sauce. We had a Moroccan lentil stew. We had an Indian madras curry. We had a Moroccan vegetable plate with tabbouleh and falafel and things. It was really, really neat. The weather was not the best the whole time we were there. There was probably a good hour or two where it did rain, but otherwise we were pretty well served by the weather, and we were ready for the rain. We had an umbrella, so it did not bother us at all. One of the cool things in Future World was this Disney Pixar Short Film Festival, where you watch 3 experimental Disney shorts or Pixar shorts, and one of them that you just saw actually used really cool 3D or 4D technology to make it a really unique experience. So again, I think Epcot, it may not be my favorite park, but it's definitely number 2, I think. There's just so many cool things to do there, both between Future World, which I loved everything about Future World, all of the nerdy rides, the things about the future and all of that really appealed to me. And then also the international area of the park was really, really fun to go to as well. Seeing all the different cultures and seeing all the different architecture styles there and getting to learn a little bit about all these different places and then also have delicious food from these places was a really, really fun time. Finally, the night culminates with this beautiful fireworks show that happens in the lake. So from any place around the circle, you can see what's happening, and things launch from various banks around the lake. So it's a really, really cool 360-degree fireworks show that is a really, really pleasant way to spend the evening. So yeah, we spent 2 days at this park, Brian, just because we felt like for us there was the most that we could do at this park. You know, Magic Kingdom is huge and there was so much to do, but we pretty much got everything we wanted to do done in a day. But because of all the extra stuff happening at Epcot at this time of year, we felt like we probably could stretch that one to 2 days the easiest. And they weren't quite 2 full days. The second day we got there a little bit late. We slept in, which was very nice. And the first day we left early, but we still probably spent a total of like 20 hours there between the 2 days, if not more. And it was definitely not a dull moment, a very fun time. So that's it for this park, Brian. I hope it's clear how much fun we had there. I would definitely recommend it if you ever are going to Walt Disney World. But that wraps it up for this one. There's only one more park left, and that's Animal Kingdom. So you'll hear about it in the next video.